Here's our next segment in our raw wood series. Get ready to learn how to sand like a pro with our SurfPrep sander and our insider tips. I love this new ProFoam variety pack. It gives you a lot of different things to try out, and you don't even have to use it on SurfPrep sander. You can actually use it by hand. I use it a lot of times for finish sanding or prep sanding, or just a variety of different ways you can use it. So if you have not yet taken the plunge and gotten yourself a SurfPrep sander, that's okay. I still recommend all the abrasives that they carry. You can see that mine gets used a lot. So if you are ready, I have a 10% discount code that you'll find in the description. So we're gonna add the medium grit 10mm firm ProFoam to get the legs of this buffet. This is going to get all the leftover stain and the original lacquer off that we missed with the stripper, and it's not going to mess with the substrate. If you've been watching, you know I am a fan of hyperspeed tutorials. But for this tutorial, I wanted you to get more of a sense of the thought and care that goes into this step. Sanding is really, really important to get all of the little nooks and crannies, and it does take a good amount of time. If you're like me, you have a whole pile of kinda used paper abrasives. Here's a solution. We can use all of those old abrasives and fold them and then use them for our Jacobean legs. Another thing I like to use is a good old stir stick. This way that you can really get into those grooves without hurting your hands. These papers are going to get gunked up because of the stripper and the finishing spray that we use. So you're going to need to manipulate it into a clean area with each swipe. I like to come back from time to time and just use my dusting brush. I have this set aside as a special dusting brush just so I don't use it for anything else. Okay, let's keep going. Now we're gonna move on to some other areas. There's still a little bit of stain left over on the high point, so I'm going to take my SurfPrep and just go over that again with a finer grit foam pad. You might have noticed that I also offset the foam pad in two different directions, on the bottom and then on one of the sides. That way I can get into those grooves really easily. Okay, now that the legs are done, we're going to move on to this section. With the foam pad, this makes this area a breeze. We're going to do those edges and even onto the flat area. Super easy. There were a couple spots that I had to come back and hand sand. Offsetting that pad can make a big difference on that trim. It kept slipping, so now I'm going to go ahead and offset it a little bit, and now it's going to get right in there and be so much easier to get that trim. Now I'm going to offset it again, going the other direction, so that I can really get that bottom section. Coming back with some hand sanding, I couldn't quite get in those corners with the SurfPrep. A little dusty dust, getting all that cleaned up. Okay, here she is, all stripped and sanded. Not too shabby. I already got all the flat surfaces down to raw wood, and now I'm going back over with a 320 finishing sand. This will help prep the wood for our next step, where I teach you how to lighten and brighten those darker woods with a paint wash. This is what's coming, so stay tuned and don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Together we can elevate our furniture and each other. Thanks for watching.